Hi everybody and welcome to Grumpy Old Men. Not only grumpy but really, really cool.
Yeah, we are.
I can't even see the screen. I don't even know where I'm looking. Where is it? There it is. I can't do the show like that. Mind you, it is very, very, very bright. We're at George Pizza. Not George's Pizza, just George Pizza.
Yeah.
Is that grammatically correct?
Oh, I don't know. I think it'll
Let them see your pretty eyes. They never get to see your pretty eyes. Oh, I put the glasses on.
Yesterday I shot an elephant in my pajamas. What he was doing in my pajamas, I'll never know.
And it is the Christmas program. But Steve isn't so into Christmas. But if you are into Christmas, just enjoy the left side of the screen. If you're, well, I don't know if it's left or right for you.
If you're Saturnalia, watch me.
We've got a bit of wind here today, so we're not sure how much that's going to affect the mic. I reckon you bought that at the market.
What's that? This?
The
yes,
shirt.
yes, I did.
Steve's been to the market.
Yeah, shoes, this and I showed my viewers already. Pardon me, it's Thailand. We're not supposed to call attention to our feet. You see these? I bought these because they were the only pair in my size.
What do they match?
Nothing. They match, but they're comfortable. They're in my size. So, and I am retired. I don't have to. There's no longer a dress code. I don't have to give a rat's ass what anybody thinks about my appearance. So,
just as well.
I accept my shirts. Apparently, I have bowed to public pressure and bought a new shirt.
So, why do women try on their wedding dress every year?
I didn't know they did.
Well,
my
a lot of
ex
women,
did
they
not.
do that. They put their wedding dress on once a year because...
Well, I would guess because vanity. They want to see if they've gained weight or lost weight. Yeah,
exactly. Which is the same thing with this shirt. I wear it once a year, and I bought it about nearly a decade ago, and strangely, it just seems to shrink in the washing every year. And it's very...
Well, it must be 100% cotton. Cotton will do that. Yeah, that's the likely explanation.
Cotton polyester, I don't really have an excuse. But it's about all I can do for Christmas, because if I want to buy something Christmassy around time long, then that's my best. Then they're pretty short on choices. So a lot of you got things to talk about. I got things to talk about. Last week we spoke about the word of the year, and next week's program will be highlights of 2023. Just a bit of warning. Shouldn't take long. So we spoke about the word Rizz, which just very quickly means...
Oh, it is a shortened form of charisma. To have on social media to attract a crowd, to be presentable and pleasant and pretty.
So when you walk into a room, they go, that guy.
That guy.
Or that
Bing,
lady.
as the Thais say.
So some very clever app person got onto it, and they've come up with this.
Girl asked for your pictures, but all you have are those ugly selfies that don't do you any justice? Rizz Machine can help by generating up to 300 professional-looking photos. Make sure to impress her with the best version of yourself. Don't miss your chance to Rizz and download it now.
So there you go. Rizz is now an app. So if you want to look cool for the ladies, Steve, you need the Rizz app.
It was just a word yesterday. Today it's a product.
Is it called the Rizz
That's
app?
entrepreneurship.
Is it called the Rizz app?
I don't know. We need to ask a teenager. I don't know.
No, it's called the Rizz Machine.
The Rizz Machine.
The Rizz Machine. So, if you need a bit of help with the ladies, just get yourself a Rizz Machine.
You need to industrialize your Rizz. Get the Rizz Machine.
So, other things to talk about was, apart from the shirt, this week, you've really splurged and you've got yourself a new bed.
Oh, yeah. I bought a big boy bed. I bought a queen-size bed. And the only set of queen-size sheets in all of Thailand. The place that sold me the bed could not sell me sheets. I went to the 3 places in town that sell bed sheets, and one place had 1 set of sheets, which are in lavender. So I'm sleeping in a lavender bed at the moment.
I think lavender, I was going to say violet, but lavender's pretty close.
Yeah. Lilac. whatever you like.
Bright purple.
Yeah, they fit the mattress, and that's the important thing.
Just type in there what you paid for the bed.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Well, that's not too bad.
No. That's the frame, the mattress, and delivery.
Oh, okay.
They delivered it across the street, but even so,
the delivery would have been 90% of that. I reckon.
They had to go around a corner to get into the bedroom, and the conversation about how to get around this corner took longer than the entire rest of the operation.
Of course,
the two Burmese guys stood there and they measured and they fretted and they did everything, and then they got the bed in. So, and they put it up on bricks for me. I need the bed raised because I have arthritis in all my joints, and it's difficult to get into or out of a low, any kind of low chair or low platform or a step or anything. It's very difficult for me to sit on anything low, and so I need the bed up on a couple cinder blocks, and they did that for me. And they didn't talk about what a mess my bedroom is, and I was grateful for that, so I tipped them.
They didn't talk about the stains on the floor? Okay.
No.
As well.
They seemed envious of my stains, actually.
Oh!
Yeah.
So, that bed, the legs are like about 30 centimetres by 30 centimetres.
6 by 6 inches, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. That is the chunkiest bed.
Yeah, it's a real piece of work. It's heavy. And it's solid, and even so, it creaks every time you roll over in it. The whole thing goes.
Heaven forbid.
Yeah, it's held together with 6 screws and a whole lot of glue.
So I'm also thinking that you've left yourself a little bit of room in the future to move on to a king-size bed.
Yeah, I don't think I could fit a king-size bed in that room. But I have room for company now. If I ever wanted to invite somebody to come and sleep at my house, which is unlikely, because like I have said many times before, it's harder to get a woman out of your house than it is to get her into your house. But now I have that option if I care to exercise it. Yeah.
So we were talking also. I'm doing all my topics. I'm going to be fresh out soon. Do you want to do one of yours?
Well, we can if you like.
Sure.
This morning you did your live show, and somebody said, Steve, let's have Steve on baked. And you thought it was a typo for naked.
Yeah.
No, baked means high on marijuana.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm so naive.
So yeah, that's what they were referring to. 'Cause
Baked.
apparently that's part of my brand. But I want to re-emphasize, I never appear on camera baked, which is why I try to do these as early in the day as I can. Because once I'm baked, I don't want to appear on camera. God knows what would happen.
How would you be any different?
Oh, I would be worse. I would be more. I would just be more and more of this.
I think people would like more.
Well, I don't care what people would like. That's not true. But I know I don't feel comfortable. You know, I was locked in my house for 4 years with social anxiety disorder. Just being able to appear like this on camera is an achievement for me. It took a lot of effort, a lot of therapy, and
now
a lot
we can't
of time.
Get you off.
Right? Yeah. It was very difficult for me to come out from under the bed and face the world again. And I can only face it so far. If I get baked, I get very self-conscious, and I just want to stand in the corner and watch everybody else. I don't want to participate. I just want to watch and listen and judge everybody else.
Well, so at least we're...
Yeah, so you won't ever see it. You won't see me.
We're all celebrating that you've got your big boy bed now, even though it's called a queen size bed.
Yeah,
and
purple sheets.
Yeah, but I was going to mention, beyond the purple, violet, lavender sheets, I can't go past, hanging over the top, the bright pink mosquito net.
Again,
hot pink.
That was the color that they had. They had one mosquito net in the queen size, and that was the color. It's a shocking pink. And since nobody else ever comes in my bedroom except me, I really don't care what color anything is. I take off my glasses. I can't see it. But there's other falang in Thailand. This is a brand new thing. There's white people everywhere in Thailand.
Oh, do you think it's new, or you just...
Oh, it wasn't this way last year. I lived here at this time last year, and there were not all these white people hanging around. ran into a guy from New Zealand in the market today.
In your car or your bike?
No. Just walking down the sidewalk, and here was this Kiwi guy, and he said, "Hello, you're Steve Ross."
You understood him?
I had to ask him to speak very slowly.
Yes.
And can you do an Australian accent? Because I'm used to that. But yeah, there's
I'm
there's
half
a
New
lot,
Zealander, you
there's-
know.
Are you?
I'm half Kiwi. I'm a Kiru.
A Kiwi. But at any rate, yeah, it's a shocking
This
thing.
part of me is Kiwi. That part's.
And can
Australia.
I mention, this is what happens when I'm baked. So I bought this bed baked, and I didn't actually buy it. I went to the furniture store, and I took my phone, and I took a picture of the bed I wanted, baked. And I wanted it because it had a headboard with shelves and like cubby holes. And I took the phone, then I took the phone to Khun Chamnan, and I said, "Go buy me this bed." They quoted me 12,000 baht for the bed frame. And he, they are doomed.
That's not going to work.
No.
That's just not going to work. I think I would have got a
Oh,
photo.
this guy cannot drive. They are doomed. These two people are doomed.
Two people on an iClick, and by far the heaviest person is on the back.
Yeah.
And that never, ever works.
It's a rented machine, rented helmets. The guy driving doesn't know where he's going. He's looking at his phone. And I'm sure no insurance, and they don't know the roads. They're not from here. Every card is stacked against them, but the two of them got these big grins on their faces.
It's all that matters.
They're having the times of their life.
Sure.
Gotta love them. But anyway, so I took the phone. I showed Chamnan, this is the bed frame I want, because it's got these shelves and the headboard. And he went. I wanted the Thai price. I didn't want the Farang price.
Of course.
So he went, and what he got was the frame for 9,000 and a mattress for 3. So it was 11,000 with a mattress instead of 12,000 just for the frame, which is what they were offering me. So I was very pleased with that. They come and they deliver it, and I look at this headboard, and the headboard is this wide,
A little bit wider. A little bit.
maybe 4 or 5 inches.
Yeah.
You can't put a book on there. You can't put
A very
your
small
laptop.
book?
You can put your glasses. It is just wide enough that when I go to sleep, you can put your glasses. Otherwise, it's just for show. It's like
You could put this fake Christmas tree there
You
on.
could. Nothing useful. You can't put an
the
alarm clock. You can't.
The duck may not fit.
And I did not realize this until the damn bed was installed in my bedroom, and Chamnan had hung the mosquito net over it, and that when I noticed that I bought a perfectly useless headboard. But I own it now. I'm not going to send it back, and I'm just going to, every night it will have my glasses on it and nothing else.
And this thing is solid. Well, probably teak or a tree very, very similar to it.
He called it my sock. Is that teak? I can't imagine they're making cheap furniture out of teak these days. I mean, what?
That's not particularly cheap. I mean, you've paid for a nice bed, and you paid full price.
I don't know. They stain everything red. Look at these things behind us. That's not teak, right? A Peach's store made out of teak? No. I think these days there's not a lot of teak left, and what's left, they've got like armed guards standing around it or something.
It's a hardwood, and a very, very heavy hardwood too.
Yeah.
That you're not.
I'm never going to move that thing.
That's
No,
not moving.
it's right where we talked at one point about Thais believe the bed. Your head should be facing west. Isn't that
your
what-
head's
yeah.
facing west.
My head is facing west, so
Yep.
I just lucked out.
My head faces south. I can fix that. I'm moving anyway in a few weeks, so
There you go.
into number 3.
All right. So listen, I have some more. Would you like more of mine?
Sure.
We talked this week. Somebody wrote into my channel and said, and by the way, I have a channel of my own, Steve Ross, ROSSE. Someone wrote in and said, is this a thing in Thailand that if a parking lot is full, you can park behind somebody, blocking them in, as long as you leave your car in neutral and don't lock the steering wheel, so they can just push your car out of the way. I had never heard, in 35 years, I had never heard of this, but apparently this is a thing.
This is a thing. The last 2 times I've been to Bangkok Hospital in Phuket to get my eyes checked and lasered, the car park, it's so busy these days, Every time you go there to Bangkok Hospital, that must be a license to print money, that place.
Yes, it is exactly
so
that.
all the car parks full. So you park behind 2 or 3 cars perpendicular to them, and then you get out and you put your car in neutral, and then the people they can push. Yeah, everybody does that.
I don't drive, so I suppose that's why I never knew this. I've never parked a car. Well, not since 1997. I haven't parked a car in Thailand. But this is something I didn't know, so I'm still learning new things all the time.
Another interesting thing, when I came to Thailand, I mean, there's a few. We could do a whole program about I didn't know they did it that way, program. But when they use a toothpick, they always cover up
the
their
mouth. I do that too, yeah.
But back in Australia, you just sit there going,
Well, in America, you go to the bathroom. You don't fart at the dinner table, and you don't use a toothpick in public.
And you definitely don't do them both at the same time.
Yeah, well, in New Jersey, maybe in New Jersey.
Or get them confused.
But, yeah, that's, the rest of my subjects are actually in that theme. Can we do that as part of this show? I didn't know they did it here. Things that are weird in Thailand, like leaving your car in neutral so people can just push you out of the way, covering your mouth with a toothpick, and always needing a toothpick because rice, my God, rice gets in every little nook and cranny, and you need a toothpick. Otherwise, the rest of the day, you're going to be sucking your teeth. So, yeah, everybody delicately and daintily, you see these beautifully turned out women, absolutely gorgeous makeup, hair, clothes, and they're doing this. It's very cute. One thing we talked about that they do in Thailand, maybe they do this in the rest of Asia or everywhere other than Iowa, because I really only know what they do in Iowa, the attendant in the bathroom, in the men's room. Either a little old lady with a broom and a mop who stands in a corner and watches you urinate or defecate, and expects a tip. Often there's a little tip tray.
Oh, I've never tipped them.
Oh, well, yeah. It used to be in Phuket. You had to give 2 baht just to get in the bathroom.
I've been to those ones before. But
there's a lady outside collecting 2 baht to go in.
It's when you go to the shopping centre and there's the lady in there sort of mopping around and you're urinating. She has a bit of a quick look and then keeps on mopping.
Oh, my God. Sabai mai? Yeah, I guess.
So,
yeah.
So I always suffer from stage fright and stop midstream when I see them.
Yeah. I'm an only child. I'm very, very private about bathroom stuff. I'll talk about it.
Oh, 7 years in boarding school fixed that for me.
I'll bet. But yeah, and it used to be, again, that the lady taking 2 baht outside would have little 5 baht packages of tissues because there wouldn't be any paper inside. And the tourists wouldn't know what to do with the bum gun. And so she would sell you a little packet of tissues, a little purse-sized packet of tissues, for 5 baht. And there's either that or there's the guy, have you ever gotten a shoulder massage while you're urinating?
At the same time?
Yes.
No,
yes.
I think I would find that profoundly invasive.
Oh, yeah. I don't. It's happened twice and it hasn't happened this time coming back, but back in the 80s, twice I would go, and always in like an upscale place, a nice hotel. And there'd be an attendant, a uniformed liveried attendant with towels. When you were done washing your hands, he would unroll a towel and hand it to you, and a little bowl of mints maybe, and some breath freshener or whatever. And while you're standing at the urinal, he comes up behind you, he's massaging your shoulders.
I'd be going, don't touch me. Don't touch me there.
Yeah, I'm an only child. No, you got to be in a family of 13 kids to get real with that. If I'd be interested in the comments, is this still going on? Because I don't get out anymore.
I haven't confronted that, so I'm glad I haven't. I would have been ruined for life, I think.
Yeah, I'm. It's a little too much. That's a little too personal.
If you're doing your number 2s, you really don't want somebody massaging you.
No.
Well, it depends where they're massaging you, I suppose. But generally, no. You don't want them in the cubicle with you.
No, I'm good. Yeah, I can do this
Thanks
by
for
myself.
The offer, but
you go stand over. I'll tip you. I'll give you 100 baht to go stand over there. Put your face to the wall. Don't watch and plug it. Don't listen to me. You go over there and give me privacy. I'll give you 100 baht.
So, be interested to know in your comments. We're back into the toilet again.
Has this ever happened to you? And or the footprints on the toilet seat. Right? Yeah. First time I flew through Narita Airport in Japan, I went and looked in all the stalls because there were footprints on the toilet seats because they got to squat, right? They don't know how to, like the muscles don't work right if they're seated, right? So they At least it used to be this way. Maybe now people are more used to Western toilet fixtures.
Yes, things are changing.
But it used to be that they would get up and stand on the toilet seat and squat, and there would be footprints on the toilet seat.
I'm in the middle of renovations, and I'm going through that process of selecting a toilet at the moment, as you do.
Sure.
And they had, amongst all the various shapes and sizes, one of those ones, the floor ones that they stand
hole
on
in the floor. Yeah.
So I thought, gee, I wonder how many of those they sell these days. I'm pretty sure most Thais probably a seat during the entire performance these days.
Yeah.
On a seat rather than squatting.
I don't know. I was told it's much healthier to squat, that we are built by nature to do it that way. I was told it's easier, it's better for you, all your sphincters open up. I used to do it.
You don't say sphincter on this program.
Sphincter.
You might say it on your channel, but
the O-rings. The O-rings are patent. But I used to, many years ago, we only lived in places that had a squat toilet. So I got used to doing it that way, and after 7 years was perfectly comfortable, and it was weird to go back to the States and sit. But I came to be able to do that just fine.
I've never tried the standing. Squatting.
The squatting?
The squatting. Never tried.
Oh, it's not too hard. I used to, when I first came, I'd have to keep a 2x4 in front of the toilet because I needed to lift the heels of my feet in order to squat. There was something about my calves are not limber enough.
Because you haven't been doing it all your life.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. So if my feet were flat, I couldn't actually squat. But if I lift the heels on a piece of 2x4, that allowed me to squat. And like I said, after 7 years, I was doing it. It was just the most normal thing in the world. And using the bum gun was just the most normal thing in the world.
I couldn't do without my bum gun.
Yeah. Oh, now, yeah. Oh,
people who enjoy the program, and thank you very much to those people that have subscribed this year.
Both of you.
We have done how many shows?
Well, if it's been a year, 52.
Well, we started during the year.
Oh, so, I don't know, 40?
41.
41.
Be 42 with this program today.
They said we couldn't do it. Everybody said it would never work.
And they're right.
Yeah. Well, no, I think we do very well. And if I can pat us on the back a little bit here, do you see anybody else doing this successfully in Thailand? Are there any other buddy
no one else is
shows?
Silly enough to.
I know JD Strange tried it. People do interviews all the time. They'll have a guest on.
Sure.
But two guys in a buddy act, Abbott and Costello, like this.
Unscripted.
Unscripted. One take, unedited. Nobody else is doing this, and I think I would watch this. Yeah.
One of the inspirations, as far as the repartee is concerned, I just scrolling through my phone this morning, doing nothing in particular. I think I was probably on the toilet. I was
on the toilet.
Somebody had taken a clip out of an English program that I used to love, with these two elderly ladies. I think it was Jennifer and Clarissa. I just love the names. They used to go around cooking in various volunteer places or the army, and they used to like cooking pheasant with lard or very sort of old style meaty dishes. That was called Two Fat Ladies.
Yeah.
And they used to go from here to there in a motorcycle and sidecar. And their conversation was the rubbish they cooked. It was just the most awful food. Yeah. I think they died early from cholesterol poisoning. But the food was, well, some people would say it's lovely.
Yeah, well.
But the repartee, and it was the conversation. You did not watch it for the food. You watched for the conversation.
Yeah. A buddy show, a buddy act.
So I did get the idea that two people can talk about absolutely nothing for an hour.
Yeah.
And some people like sort of tuning in. Is it like you're sort of just listening to two people, just like you're eavesdropping? What's the allure?
Well, I guess there is a certain amount of voyeurism. Like if there were two people, we have had the experience since we shoot these in public places. We've had the experience of a table full of people being silent, eating their meal in silence so that they can listen to us do the show over here.
Poor them.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's
I would
know
have eaten.
this gets a much bigger audience than me alone on my channel. This has much more appeal than me alone. It's the same me. I talk about the same crap, but seated next to him and bouncing things off him and him bouncing things off me. It seems, we're social creatures.
That's a reflection of my star quality, I think.
That, I think, your Rizz.
Yeah, my Rizz.
That's your
yeah,
Rizz,
my
right
Rizz.
there. Yeah, if we could bottle that, we'd be wealthy.
I did bottle it, and you're drinking a glass of it now. Good luck. It's the shirts.
This is zero calorie Rizz. Yeah.
We shouldn't drink at the same time.
Too late.
I was also going to ask you, because we both have
That guy with the boat. Every time we shoot, this guy goes up and down the coast with his 12-cylinder
going,
motor.
nah, 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 nah,
Yeah.
as he goes past.
Yeah.
I think there are 6-cylinder motors. I don't know.
I was told 12. I think Chris, at Retired Working for You, pays this guy to come out here and pocket it.
Oh, Chris hates me. I don't know why, but he hates me. So here we go. Now we both have to eat every day, and sometimes eating in home is just a little bit
Just
harder.
call it Turtle Beach.
Beach.
Don't.
I'm trying to be authentic,
You
Steve.
are, and I give you points for effort. I do.
How many points? 1 out of 10. So, eating here is... Well, you just sort of have to plan a little bit more if you want to have exactly what you want, because a lot of the ingredients just aren't available at the Tesco or just along the street. You're going to get really good Thai food.
The pizza at George Pizza. It doesn't taste like the pizza in Pizza Hut. Yeah.
We'll say more about that off camera. But I was wondering, when it's the middle of the afternoon, you haven't done any planning, you think, oh, I'm going to have dinner tonight. What am I going to make? What's your go-to dinner?
Oh, I suppose I always have. Now that I think John Armstrong brought them to me, he brought me 5 packets of taco seasoning. Throughout my life, it has always been tacos. You always have frozen ground beef in the freezer, and you've got tortillas in the fridge, and you've got tomatoes and onions and a jar of Old El Paso taco sauce, and you whip that up, and you can always eat it. It's always yummy.
Sure.
So, and working in the theater, you tend to get off work at 2 in the morning or 1 in the morning. So frozen pizza, always had frozen pizza in the freezer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine, and thank you for asking.
What about you, Tim?
Oh, thanks,
what's
Steve.
your go-to meal?
It used to be like a tuna bake, because again, you always got a can of tuna and a bit of cheese and
some onions,
and a bit of
a can
breadcrumbs
of cream of a mushroom soup.
Yes,
Yeah.
that used to be. I never used that, but I know people who do.
Sure.
'Cause it sort of gels it all together.
Yeah, makes a gravy.
But now what I do is I've got a can of tuna. I put a cup of frozen vegetables, can of tuna, drained, a cup of grated cheese. There's one other thing in there as well.
Chopped onions? Chopped
No.
broccoli?
It's 3 things. I
Oh.
think that's about it. Yeah, the vegetables, and an egg.
Oh, okay.
and 1 egg.
That's the binder.
And then you make the patties, and you just 2 minutes on your plate.
Okay.
It's got vegetables, it's got protein,
Yeah.
plenty of fat.
And without mayonnaise.
No mayonnaise.
Yeah, then it's a relatively healthy option. Yeah.
So the one good thing that's come from social media is there's these so many clips, and I suppose once I start watching a few of them, I'm getting fed a lot more. And these are these people with the 2-ingredient scones, 3-ingredient roast dinner, and all these really easy to make things, which I've been enjoying sort of making.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's our go-to dinner.
Yeah.
How about, it's about 2 or 3 o'clock. You had lunch at 12, and you're just a little bit peckish in the afternoon. You want a quick snack. What's your go-to snack? Oh, God.
Well, by 3 in the afternoon, I'm baked. So I have eaten sugar right out of the packet. Just sit in front of YouTube with a paper packet of sugar going,
You're joking.
no, man, the texture. Crunching up sugar granules between your teeth. Oh, God, it's great. Yeah, so I'll eat 3 packets of sugar right out of the paper off.
I don't know what's doing you more harm.
I know. Well, also, I was a Girl Scout leader for 3 years. I was a Boy Scout leader for 7 years. So healthy snacks, cut up orange segments, cut up an apple with a dab of peanut butter, something like that. Celery with peanut butter and raisins on top. Ants on a log, we'd call that. Yeah, I know a banana. Yeah, I know there are there are more healthy options out there. But again, by 3 o'clock I'm baked, and I just want something sweet. So I'll.
Every day?
No.
Not every day.
No. But sometimes, like you say, if I'm home and it's 3 p.m. and I'm hungry, and I'm lazy, I'm too baked to actually make something. I'll just eat sugar out of the package.
You're baked and I'm baking.
Yeah, well, to each their own. See, it's the differences that made Abbott and Costello popular, Laurel and Hardy. If they were both fat and furious, it wouldn't work. If they were both skinny and clueless, it wouldn't work. But together, you got magic.
So another one is flour, self-raising flour and yogurt. Makes magnificent scones. Two ingredients.
Would you make a dough out of that?
You make a dough.
Bake it?
Yeah, yogurt.
Whoa.
Preferably no sugar, like Greek yogurt.
Yeah.
Greek yogurt and self-raising flour. Make it into scones, and 20 minutes later, magnificent.
Well, all right.
Fluffy and reasonably healthy.
It's counterintuitive, but okay, I'll trust you on that.
There you go.
Right.
And my snack's
This
always fruit.
guy.
I always have either an orange, because the mandarins you get up here are really, really good. I think they come from Australia originally. Mm-hmm. Morcott mandarins. Or a banana, because heavens knows there's no shortage of bananas around here, and they're very, very cheap.
You can take a banana and dip it in a packet of sugar, in a paper packet of sugar, and eat. Oh, that's wonderful. That's really good. Yeah. Yeah, this is how we eat in Iowa.
My mind boggles in Iowa.
This is how we eat in Iowa.
And he's still alive.
Yeah, right?
So I was going to also, with a degree of trepidation, ask you how you're going with the SMOKING.
Oh, I haven't had a cigarette since Thanksgiving. It's at 3 weeks. Yeah.
Very good.
Well, yeah, thank you. Yeah, it has been a trial.
But is it like a trial every day?
Yes. Yeah.
Will it get better?
No. But I will get better at ignoring the temptation. After a meal, after a very good meal, I start, looking for my smokes. If somebody near me is smoking and I can smell it, I'll go hit him in the head with a stick. And
Would you be inclined to go and ask them, or as we say, bought a ciggy?
Well, in the old days, and that's how you fall off the wagon. That's how you start smoking again. Dude, bum me a smoke. And smokers anywhere, in any language, if you go up to a guy smoking, you go like this, he'll give you a cigarette. Doesn't matter where you are. Smokers will help each other. It's like women in tampons, right? I don't know what the gesture is for women to say, I need a tampon.
Gee, I hate to think.
But any smoker anywhere, you go up to him and you smile at him and you go like this, and he'll give you a cigarette and he'll light it for you. And then you share a moment like, oh, God, yes. And he smiles and gives you a thumbs up. And then you start thinking, well, I smoked just one yesterday, and that's great. That won't kill me. I'll smoke just one today. And then you have 2. And then you have 3, and then you go and you're buying Lucy's, right? Lucy's, loose cigarettes. And where in town will sell Lucy's for $5, and you start by buying 4. And you say, I'm going to get through today with just 4 cigarettes. And then you go back after dinner and you get 4 more. And then eventually you're back up to a pack a day. So that approaching someone and bumming a smoke, that is the death knell of your self-determination.
My mother spent the last 20 years of her life smoking OPs, other people's.
Yeah.
She told me for those 20 years I'd given up smoking.
Yeah.
I went, really?
Yeah,
I see you with smoking all day.
You can convince yourself of a lot of stuff.
And she used to go and she used to be playing cards and doing volunteer stuff at the church and just smoking away through the entire day.
Now, in the vein of what you see in Thailand, have you ever seen a deck of playing cards in Thailand?
Oh,
outside of a casino.
rarely. I've got some very naughty Thai friends who do get together every now and then for a quick game, but they know it's illegal. Mm-hmm. So who would have thought that deck of playing cards can be illegal?
Yes, it's very
Do we know
illegal.
why?
I think it was originally meant to curb gambling because Thais are very, very into gambling. I know that in the old days, cops would carry a deck of cards in their pocket because you could just, if you wanted to bust a bar girl,
Right.
just drop that in her purse. You know, for a falang, they would plant a joint on you. They would plant marijuana on you. But to bust a bar girl, they would just drop a pack of playing cards in her purse because no judge would ever believe that a bar girl, wasn't gambling, didn't have cards. I don't know how it is now, but I know you don't see cards. You don't see, in Las Cruces, New Mexico, you see old Mexican men sitting around playing checkers and playing cards and playing chess in the park. Those are the three games. Oh, and dominoes, right? And cards. You see cards everywhere. They're sold in the 7-Elevens. They're sold in the dime stores. Here, you don't see them sold anywhere. I think.
You're right. But as I said, I did mix with a group and we did have a shuffle once a week. Mm. And
Gin rummy, what did you play?
Was 500.
Oh, yes, you're the champ at 500.
Yes.
Bought a yacht. He bought a yacht with his 500.
I fleeced a lot of Chinese students back at boarding school. and now the Orientals are getting back at me.
Yeah, it's a James Michener story here.
These Thais, they've been fleecing me.
Yeah.
The Orientals get their revenge. We're allowed to say Orientals? Probably not.
The Raj is over.
Yes.
Now
yes.
deal.
Okay, good. Cards. So
Yeah.
you don't see cards around Thailand.
And here's another thing. I feel weird not saying bless you when someone sneezes or gesundheit. But if you do, if a Thai person sneezes, a Cham Nan does this, whatever it is, it's a snuff product. He blows it up his nose with a bent
You sure it's
silver.
snuff?
Well, it's not Coke. If it was Coke, I'd be stealing it from him. But it's some kind of snuff product, and he blows it up his nose, and then later he goes in the backyard and it's all quite gross, but he doesn't smoke cigarettes, which means it's safe to have him around the house right now because I won't bum a smoke off him. But it makes him sneeze. He sneezes all day long. And every time he sneezes, I want to go, Gesundheit. But the first time I did it, he looked at me like, what? Raina? What? So I don't do it. And it feels weird. I miss it. It feels like, you've been doing it your whole life. Somebody sneezes.
But
bless
even
you.
if they look at you weirdly, there's no reason to stop saying it. That's part of your
Well, I don't know. I mean,
gratuities
if they
and-
don't know what it is it, who am I saying it to? If they don't understand it,
Well, you say this is what you say when somebody sneezes. But then again, if you think about it, it's sort of rather odd
yeah.
saying anything after somebody
Yeah.
sneezes.
But I miss it. It's weird, and you just don't hear it. You don't hear it or see it here. And you also, with all the masks, everybody, not everybody, but they're still quite liberally applying the mask, whether it's in an appropriate situation or not. But they still will cough and sneeze without covering their mouth in any situation. And by they, I mean some local Thai people. They'll just, they'll be sitting here at a table and go, Achoo! And, just the food's on the table and now the food is contaminated. They don't, it's just not part of the culture. And COVID did not make it, I think, here on Turtle Beach, did not make it part of the culture. There's still an awful lot of coughing and sneezing without covering the face.
I always at least turn away.
Yeah.
And
I go in the elbow.
yeah, the elbow works.
Yeah.
All right, very good.
Those are my. Can I do a Steve got it wrong?
Oh, we could do that all day.
We could.
What did you get wrong this time,
Last
Steve?
week, somebody in the comments section said hello to Miss Ross.
Oh, yes.
Now, because I was raised by my mother without a man in the house and no other siblings, I imprinted on Betty Ross. I do everything exactly the way Betty Ross did. I speak the way she speaks. I wave my hands in the air the way she does. I wear loud clothes. I cross my legs at the knee. and some people interpret this as feminine. And particularly in high school and in certain bars in New Mexico and Texas, this is perceived as effeminate behavior. So I am kind of prickly about that. I correct people if they express that. And I thought this guy was taking a shot at me. Hello to Miss Ross.
But
So I responded rudely. But I was reminded that at the end of the show last week, I said hi to my mom. Hi, Betty Ross. And I think this guy was actually nicely saying hello to my mom, but he called her Miss instead of Mrs. Ross, so I didn't identify it as my mom. I removed my response, and I don't remember the guy's name. It was probably user 45B301 or something. But I apologize for that. I have taken that comment off. I appreciate your greeting to my mother, and I will try very hard in future not to be so prickly and so easily offended, and not to see offense when none is offered.
will your mother go somewhere for Christmas, or she's just not into Christmas?
Well, again, we don't. Yeah, we're
Sure,
Jews.
okay.
We don't celebrate. I mean, the secular Christmas. I'm very much into the secular Christmas, but not. Yeah, no. She's 89. She just had a birthday. Yesterday was her 90th, I think, birthday.
Happy birthday, Mrs. Ross.
Hey, happy birthday, Mom. No, I think she gets around the blocks of Iowa City, around the senior center where she lives. And she gets through the building, and the building has a pool, the building has a gym, the building has meeting rooms where they teach classes and they have yoga and stuff like that. But no, she doesn't drive anymore, and I don't think she used to travel quite a lot. She's been all over the world. But,
So just to make this clear, you're not coming to my place for Christmas dinner for religious reasons. You're just coming for the free feed.
Yes.
I'm shocked and horrified.
Anybody out there wants to invite me for a meal? Look at him shake this table shakes.
This table shakes.
The T-shirts will say, "Don't touch the fucking table."
Table, yes.
Did you have something about DB Cooper?
Oh, my DB Cooper story. Now, you better give people just a 30-second, who is DB Cooper?
So DB Cooper was the first, I think in America, successful airliner hijacking. 72, 73. This guy on a plane in I think California or Nevada, he said he had a bomb. He gave a note to the stewardess. He said, "I have a bomb. I want you to land the plane at this airport. I want them to bring me, I think, $100,000 US.
1971.
71. I think the ransom was $100,000. They landed the plane. Somebody from a bank brought him a bag with money. They took off again, and somewhere over the northwestern mountains and woods, he jumped out the back of the plane with a parachute.
It was a Boeing 727 with a back door.
Yeah, he jumped out and parachuted with his $100,000. He was never found. The crime remains unsolved, but they found a couple bundles of the money. The money was all in serial and recorded. And years later, somebody found partially burned, I think in a riverbed, they found partially burned bills from the DB Cooper hijacking. And that's as close as they've ever come to solving this crime.
Well, I, as a young gentleman in Australia, working in Sydney at the time, started work at an audio-visual company. They used to sort of do print, develop film, and we used to upstairs make audio-visual shows in those days for a commercial to publicise launches and things. Yeah. And we had a photographer that used to work for us, whose name was Bill. And Bill was a likeable chap. At the time, he was of an age that, for example, DB Cooper would have been if it was about 10 years later. And I'd never heard of DB Cooper. And one day, as we sort of got to know this gentleman, he suggested perhaps we could climb the Sydney Harbour Bridge, which I thought, well, that's illegal, but sounds like a bit of fun. So we went and got a mattress and we put it over the spikes and we climbed over. There's about 5 of us. And we climbed up the top of the Sydney Harbour Bridge, where the view is, as you can imagine, quite spectacular, looking down the Sydney Harbour. And we got to know Bill quite well and had a strong American accent. and swarthy in appearance, usually unshaved, and looked a little bit of a hippie, I think, to us. But always had a great story to tell. Some of them might have been true. And then one day he said, let's go skydiving. We thought, oh, okay, I've never been skydiving. Apparently he used to be quite a regular customer at the local skydiving club. So we went down there and they had a DC-3 and we got in there and we did skydiving. And apparently he used to do skydiving quite often. And then somewhere out of absolutely nowhere, and this is probably a year after I'd left that company, I was exposed to the story of D.B. Cooper. And when I put all the clues and the bits and pieces together, I swear to this day that I worked with D.B. Cooper in Australia for a year without even knowing who he was.
Well, I hope you did. That'd be wonderful.
And I then, of course, tried to contact him saying, hey, I'm not going to mention to anybody, but hey, are you D.B. Cooper? Would have been the question of the year.
Seems risky, but go on.
Particularly if he said, yeah.
Yeah, now I have to kill you. Now you know my secret.
Sure.
Now I got to push you out of an airplane.
And he was sort of the person I thought maybe if you just twisted him the wrong way, he might have pushed you out of the aeroplane without the parachute. But that's my D.B. Cooper story.
I've always thought D.B. Cooper would be very angry that he only asked for $100,000.
Sure. That was probably quite a lot of money back in 1971.
It's 1971. I don't know, 10 years. It might last you 10 years. And then you got to hijack another plane or go work in Australia at a film lab. But I always thought that was the weirdest part of it, other than the money being found partially burned. How that came to be, I don't know. But yeah, it's a fascinating story. And
how old would he be now? So this 71, he was in about his mid-30s at the time?
30s, yeah.
So
71 is 40 years ago? 40, isn't that right? To 2020, 50 years ago. 50 years ago. Yeah, 50 years ago. 51,
so
2
you got an
years
American
ago.
accent?
52 years ago. So he'd be 80.
Oh, you don't look 80.
No. I haven't got the guts to jump out of an
79,
airplane.
maybe.
I won't go knee deep in this ocean. You think I'm going to jump out of an airplane for a
perfectly
lousy
good
$100,000 for $100,000?
But
No.
he introduced me to activities which were a little bit risky at the time. These days you can actually legally walk up the Sydney Harbour Bridge, but with 7 other people, and you're tied and you've got a suit on, and
and you've paid probably $50 or
Sure.
something for the privilege. Yeah.
I did it for free, and I might have done it for free with D.B. Cooper. There you go. All right, that's about it.
Yeah, that's all I got.
I've got to go and put the turkey in the oven ready for Christmas Day.
Oh, all right, cool.
Do you like turkey?
Yes, of course.
Just as well, because we're having turkey.
Well, turkey with something sweet, typically cranberry sauce in the United States.
You'll get what you're given.
Or some gravy on it, because it's kind of a dry meat. I eat poultry with honey. I dip chicken and turkey in honey, just a bowl of honey, and eat it like that. I love that.
Well, the man that sucks
sugar right out of the packet. You see?
Why am I surprised?
Why does Steve have no back teeth? Right? None at all. No
How
molars.
many fillings have you got?
None.
No, I've got 2 fillings.
Well, you have
1.5.
molars. You have molars.
Yeah.
That's where they put fillings. I don't have
you
any
get
molars.
fillings in other teeth as
I
well.
used to have. That's why they had to take out all my molars, because an overzealous dentist when I was a kid drilled and filled all of my molars, and the plugs were too big. So when I got to my 40s, the outsides of the teeth started to fracture off. And every year or 2 years, I'd have another tooth pulled until they're all gone.
You can get new ones put in. They screw them in.
Yeah, but you have to do it top and bottom.
Yes, you'd look
In
a bit
order
funny
to chew,
otherwise.
in order to
Sure.
chew, the teeth have to meet.
Yeah.
And you have to have them 3 at a time, so they anchor with each other.
This is why
a single post with no other teeth around it will fall out.
This is why you
So
came to Thailand.
It's hugely
because all the food's in small portions.
well,
all the
that's
meat's
part
already
of it.
cut
Yeah,
up.
yeah. But I can't go to a dinner party. I can't speak and eat at the same time.
Thank heavens for
I
that.
have to keep the bolus of food in the front of my mouth, and if I speak, it falls out. So I'm a very quiet dinner guest.
We look forward to that, Steve.
Yeah.
We'll keep you eating all night. And, you got garlic bread.
And I'll shut up. You want to shut me up? Put food in my hand.
Okay, I'll get some sugar. Thank you. We've covered a lot of topics today. If you can think of things like only in Thailand or things that shocked you when you got to Thailand, you just thought, gee, this is different, then we'd like to hear from you. Tell us what you think.
Or if you've known any famous criminals.
Yes. Did you have a brush with D.B. Cooper? I swear, the more I think about it,
might be,
I've at least convinced myself.
Nobody can prove you wrong.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Unless DB is watching this, Mr. Cooper, if you're in the old hijacker's home.
I was going to use he's probably he used the, oh no, I won't say his name, just in case it wasn't D.B. Cooper.
Well, you met a guy from boarding school yesterday or this morning on your show. This morning, yeah. A guy you haven't talked to in 138 years, right? Because he's quite old. He's very old.
We'd be close. Very old. Well, I left school in 76. So, He
hasn't seen this guy in that. So maybe DB is watching. Maybe Mr. Cooper is sitting in front of his computer systematically lighting $100 bills on fire for some God knows reason.
Bill, if you're watching, you know who you are.
DB, what's up?
Yeah. He'd be, close to 80 now. Yeah. So, and to David Clark at Peninsula School. His father used to be the head monster. Send us an email because it'd be funny to catch up all these years later. It's funny, I think, as we do get older, the more we sort of look back and perhaps fondly at our past, the days we probably wanted to forget at the time. Yeah. But as we get older, we look back, somehow the bad memories have gone, and even people we thought, we sort of want to catch up with people we used to, and that's not you, David, by the way.
Everything is seen in a rosy glow of nostalgia.
Yes.
And the guy who was a bully, now you want to talk to him because he's the guy who'll remember, your football coach, or he'll remember something.
No. That one particular bully, if I ever saw him again, I'd be pushing him in the Andaman Sea. Down, up 3 times and down 4. Yeah. And we'll continue to look at the world through rose-coloured glasses.
Here we go. The Blues Brothers.
Are yours prescription?
We're on a mission from God.
Are they prescription?
Yes.
Oh, good God.
Yes. Have to be.
I paid 90 baht for these. I think you paid probably a bit more.
But how much did you pay for your good vision?
Oh, that's a very good point. 180,000 baht.
Yeah, see? So...
For perfect vision.
And these were made in New Mexico, so they are the darkest tint you can legally drive a car with.
I literally cannot see the screen with these. Yeah.
And I cannot drive a car by law. I don't drive anyway, but by law, I'm not allowed to drive a car that has tinted windows with these glasses. They are that dark.
You would not see anything. They're pretty dark.
Yeah, good. That's what I asked for.
You look a bit like Roy Orbison.
Yeah, there you go.
On a good day. Yeah. Could be D.B. Cooper. Thank you, Steve Ross with an E. He's got his own YouTube channel. Please subscribe to Steve's channel because we feel very sorry for him, and that would be a lovely Christmas gift, even though he doesn't believe in Christmas. Yeah. And are you over 5,000 subs now?
I'm over 5,000 subs, and I believe in the secular Christmas. I think Charles Dickens taught us how to celebrate Christmas without evoking a supreme being. And I love everything about it. I love the trees, the decorations, the cold weather, the signature meals, the carols. I love Christmas carols. I love everything about a secular Christmas.
Carol isn't coming this year, I'm sorry.
Carol, we're on the outs.
So thanks for joining us. Please subscribe to my channel, and we will be back next week, and we'll do a best of 2023 with the duck. And first time he's chimed up today. Nice to know you're alive.
Maybe next week I'll show you my turtles. I
beg your pardon?
I bought pet turtles.
Oh, that's right.
At the festival, 4 pet turtles. If they're still alive a week from now, I'll show you my turtles.
4 turtles.
Yeah, it's Turtle Beach.
Michelangelo, Donatello.
Exactly. Raphael. And Michelangelo.
Botticelli?
No.
Michelangelo.
Michelangelo, Leonardo, and Donatello.
Yeah. Thanks for watching,
Cowabunga, dude. Cowabunga. And happy birthday, Betty Ross. I miss you and I love you.
And Merry Christmas.